Hi. I don't know. I guess this is recording. I don't know what I'm doing really. I just, when I have emotions, I feel like I'm called to share them because they're not something that is really common or like acceptable. It feels like, you know, here in this 3D realm density where there's you know, an acceptance, just a regular acceptance of pain and, well, actually not a pain, no. But there's this acceptance of like abuse and therefore pain. That just feels like common to everyone here. And that's been my experience, is that abuse has been normalized. And when a person's aware that that's happening, then, and standing by and watching it take place is really painful to my heart to witness that. And I know there's a reason for it. I know there's a learning. I can feel myself being a little self-conscious about being vulnerable with my feelings and the judgment of others. And so I'm just giving voice to that and noticing that, and that's okay. Because that doesn't stop me anymore from being me. I don't care what other people think of me. I mean, I of course want to be loved, and I want to give and receive love. And I'm not going to let other people's judgments stop me from living my life and being my authentic self. So, I guess I just wanted to share the message that felt important to share, that I was able to learn from feeling my feelings, was that to truly care about another person means to feel pain. The reason why I feel that the reason why I wonder why certain things happen, like why we aren't caring about people first and foremost, instead of power and money and progress and all that. It baffles me why that's the first thing that we, you know, go to as the most important thing. Yeah, I'd love to stay and talk, but I gotta go to work. I gotta go do this. Of course we do. And there's times where we don't even say anything to people that may need support. We just keep walking and could be on a lunch break or whatever, and honoring our time and all that. I understand. I'm not saying that we want to not take care of ourselves to take care of others. Of course not. And I know that does happen with people, you know, people pleasers. I used to be a people pleaser. And in traumatic experiences, I can still find myself there again and then come back to myself. But my point is that I think the reason why we don't care first and foremost about people and their well-being is because that would require us to feel pain and to feel other feelings even that people don't like to feel. And I think the only reason why people don't like, not the only reason, I think one of the reasons why people don't like to feel pain or don't like to feel their emotions or those emotions that are bad, you know, labeled as bad and of a lower frequency, even though there's so much to learn from those, is that I think the fear is that we get, the fear is fear, first of all. We're afraid of fear. We're afraid to feel fear, and we're afraid of getting stuck because we haven't been taught. Emotions 101 was not taught in school when I was growing up anyways. So I do want to keep this short because I tend to go on long tangents. So I'm going to wrap it up and just say that there's a fear that we'll get stuck in the emotions and never come out. And I can see that feeling so palpable for people who are already in such a low and depressed place. However, with acceptance and with the choice, by making an empowered choice to say, hey, I'm going to feel this right now, and I'm going to accept that I'm a human being who has feelings, and then allowing yourself to be with your feeling self, not with the expectation that you are gaining something out of it, because that just comes anyways, but not when it's forced. Just allowing yourself to be human, really, and feel what you're feeling, and trusting that you're going to come out of that. And you're going to come out of that feeling more whole and greater and better. And I know there's so much fear. There's so much fear. Like, I can feel it just tingling up my body right now of like, people have so much fear of stepping into that realm because it's been so messy and so just like painful in the past, right? With like, no, you don't see any, you're like, what was the point of that? But there really is, my camera's flashing at me like I did something, but there really is a point to it, and there really is an end, and there really are treasures for honoring that you are a sentient and sensate being. I don't know if I said that right. Like we have our mind and we have our heart, we have our feelings, you know, it's both logical. And now it's a different color. My camera's a different color. I don't know what's going on. That's okay. Maybe it recorded this, maybe it didn't. I'm going to trust that whatever happened was meant to be. And that's what I wanted to say, is that if we want the world to be a more caring place, then we have to start being willing to care first about ourselves and our well-being, and then from that resource place, offering that space for others, you know, to feel care for themselves and for us to feel care for them. And really, if you want the world to improve and you're just, it tears at your heart to see war and famine and death, well, unnecessary, you know, killing and not enough food and homelessness and all that. And if all of that bothers you, then the cure is care. The cure is caring for yourself enough to get into a coherent place of being and care for others. not in a people-pleasing way or codependent way or anything, but all of this comes from just caring enough about your own well-being, your own humanity, your own feelings, in order to be with that and then prosper from there, to help others. And that's all I'm going to say. So I see and I feel the divine within you, me, we all, and I intend to do no harm, and I'm human, so we do harm, whether we choose to or not, and that's okay. And I love you. I love you, me, we all.